President Duterte's top 3 campaign promises included ending crime, ending corruption, and ending illegal drugs and human trafficking, all within the first 7 months of his term.
Binigyan ko nga ang sarili ko 3 months to 6 months. Tapos sabi pa nito mo, politiko, hindi kaya ni Mayor yan. 6 months? Sabi, subukan mo ako.
5 years into the Duterte administration, let us take a look at what has happened insofar as these promises are concerned.
I, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Philippines,
Joining us today is a former education secretary during the Arroyo administration and a presidential advisor on rural development in 1988. He is currently a senior research fellow at the Ateneo Policy Center of the Ateneo School of Government and a board member of the FINMA Education Network. He also previously served as the president of Asian Institute of Management, the University of Cordilleras in Baguio City, and Far Eastern University in Manila. Let us welcome Mr. Edilberto de Jesus. Good day, sir. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. Happy to be able to join you.
ang droga, hindi ko nga makontrol. Pinapatay ko ng mga hindot na yan, nandyan pa rin yung droga, mas lalo tuloy tumindi.
The president promised 6 months, then asked for a longer period. Then he eventually said the drug problem cannot be solved. What can you say about this, sir?
The president overestimated, exaggerated, hyped up the scale and gravity of the problem, which is already serious. No? And he underestimated the challenge of dealing with the problem on a national basis. The government took drugs as mainly a law enforcement issue, when the experts are telling us that this is also a public health issue and an economic issue. But it was a winning campaign move. No?
At the start of the drug war, parang malaki yung naging focus dun sa rehabilitation. Mag-aaresto sila ng 100 na tao. But after a day or two, pagpababalikin na sila para sa rehabilitation program, parang 10, 12, 20 na lang yung babalik para sa rehabilitation.
Sa totoo lang, wala naman tayong mahusay na data on the drug war. No? Kahit na yung mga rehabilitation lang, no? 2016, 2017, marami raw pinapatay yung drug rehab. No? Wala pa tayong report kung ano talaga ang nagawa noong mga drug centers na yun. Ilan ang kanilang natanggap, anyari.
In the past few months, sir, nakita natin may ilang mga instances na may mga police binabaril mismo yung mga kababayan natin. May kinalaman ba to, sir, sa mga naging pronouncement ng Pangulo dati?
Hindi natin maaalis na magkaroon ng ganitong epekto. Tanggapin naman natin na talagang hindi pa lubos na nalilinis ang mga institusyon ng seguridad. At inaamin ito ni Presidente Duterte. No? Sinasabi niya na ilang ulit na mga 40% ng pulis ay hindi tama ang ginagawa. Kaya mahalaga din na idiin yung isa niyang mensahe na kailangang sumunod din ang mga pulis sa batas. At ito ay isang malaking problema na ating hinaharap, ang nagiging epekto ng drug war sa kapulisan mismo, no? Na maaaring marami ang naniniwala na makakalusot sila kahit paano dahil sa meron silang tinatawagan na blank check, no? kung anong kanilang gawin. At yung EJK ay lumaganap na, kaya naging nabahala na rin ang DOJ. No? Hindi lamang nagiging biktima yung mga drug addict suspects, nagiging biktima rin yung mga leftist activists, mga abogado ng leftist activists.
I never in my campaign as president promised the people that I would retake the West Philippine Sea. I did not promise that I would pressure China.
A lot has happened and a lot more has been built at the disputed areas in the West Philippine Sea since 2016. So, sir, what can you say about how the government handled the West Philippine Sea issue?
Ngayon, mas mahirap nang tugunan itong problemang ito. Pero kailangan ding panindigan natin ang ating karapatan sa batas. Kailangan humanap tayo ng ibang paraan. Wala namang nagtutulak na yarahin natin ang China, no? Pero sa international relations, may value din yung legal precedents, yung legal decisions of international courts that we could have taken advantage of.
I just simply love Xi Jinping. He understood, he understands my problem, and is willing to help. And I'd like to say thank you.
Nung pumasok yung Duterte administration, we also saw the relationship between China and Philippines get developed. May mga nakuha tayong utang mula sa China. Nagpatayo ng mga infrastructure gamit ang pautang galing nga sa China. At ngayon, bumili naman tayo ng 25 million doses ng bakuna para laban sa COVID-19 mula sa isang kumpanya mula sa China. Hindi maiwasan isipin ng ilan sa mga kababayan natin na baka merong kinalaman ang territorial dispute sa West Philippine Sea sa economic relationship natin ngayon with China. Anong tingin niyo dito, sir? May connection ba talaga tong mga to?
China, which is basically an authoritarian and some would say a totalitarian system, they use all of the levers of government to promote their national security interests, which is natural, but they're more efficient, and in a sense, they can get away with more because the party has complete control. They will use soft power, they will use educational grants, they will use media, they will use economic inducements in order to push their national interests. That's assumed. So when you have a country that is not able to match that kind of determination, that kind of strategic long-term thinking, you're always going to be at a disadvantage. And I think our concern is that we are not seeing what the strategy of this government is, if any. It seems to depend simply on what the president thinks should be done. But he's leaving in a year or so. It's such a big problem. It's such a long-term issue that generations of Filipinos will have to face. And it cannot depend just on the thinking of one person and his personal inclinations.
I will never tolerate corruption in my administration, not even a whiff of it. Let the dismissal of several higher-ranking officials whom I myself appointed serve as a warning to all that I will never back down on my commitment to cleanse this government and corporation.
President Duterte set high expectations when it comes to fighting corruption. Now, 5 years later, where are we now, sir? How would you assess the performance of the Duterte administration insofar as the anti-corruption campaign is concerned?
Fortunately, I do not have to make the assessment myself. President Duterte has accepted the fact that he has not done very well in this area, and he has admitted that he is not going to be able to fulfill his promises.
Sir, what do you think are the main reasons why this is so?
I think generally, in terms of the campaign pledges that he made as part of his 15-point legacy agenda, there was a tendency to overestimate the capacity of the government to achieve his promises and to underestimate the challenges that he would have to overcome in order to make good on his promises.
President Duterte promised, or one of his promises, is that he would appoint the best and the brightest. But we also saw several times that he also appointed some of his friends, some of his, siguro po, we can say, cronies. What do you think of that, sir?
Dahil sa ang karanasan ng Pangulo ay 30 taon na pagiging mayor sa Davao City, hindi siya nagkaroon ng ganoong kahusay na pagkakataon para mapalawak yung kanyang mga kilala. Yung halos lahat ng presidente, matindi ang batikos tungkol sa kanilang bibigyan ng appointment mula lamang sa kanilang mga tinatawag nating KKK. No? Kaibigan, kamag-anak, kapartido, kainuman, kabarilan, kaklase.
Sir, nakita rin natin siguro mga ilang beses din na may ilang mga security officials na na-appoint sa isang pwesto, tapos may di umano ay may nagawa raw na pagkakamali. Tinanggal sila ng Pangulo sa pwesto, pero wala nang investigasyon na nangyari o hindi na naparusahan yung iba sa kanila. Parang in short, sir, walang accountability na naganap. Bakit ba, sir, mahalaga na merong accountability, na merong investigasyon na maganap kapag merong mga nagawang pagkakamali?
Unang-una, ito ang hinihingi ng batas. Kung meron ng kaso, meron ng investigasyon na merong nagawang labag sa batas yung opisyal na yon, ang sinasabi ng batas ay dapat bigyan ng kaukulang parusa. Ito ang inaasahan din ng taong bayan, na ang mga batas natin ay umiiral at ang trato sa mga tao ay igual. Kaya kung merong lumalabag sa batas, nakakagawa ng krimen at hindi napaparusahan, ito ay nakakasira sa pagtingin ng mga taong bayan sa batas. Nawawalan sila ng tiwala sa batas at marahil hindi na sila susunod. Lalo nang mas masama kung hindi lamang naparusahan yung opisyal, nalipat pa sa ibang posisyon, no? Hindi dapat nangyayari sa ating gobyerno.
The PCO shall coordinate with the Office of the Executive Secretary and Presidential Legal Counsel in implementing the recently approved EO on the freedom of information. As an example, on the part of our executive branch to make transparency and integrity as yardsticks in government performance, savings, and expenses.
Isa pang konsepto na talagang mahalaga sa isang demokrasya ay ang transparency. Sir, sa simula ng Duterte administration, sinabi ni Pangulong Duterte na mahalaga ang transparency sa kanya. Pero eventually, nakita natin na si Presidente Duterte mismo, siya na yung tumatanggi na ilabas yung kanyang SALN, yung Statements of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth niya. Anong epekto ng pagtanggi ng Pangulo na ilabas yung SALN niya?
Meron ng mga tanong kay Pangulong Duterte tungkol sa kanyang 2018 SALN. At pinangako naman niya na sa madaling panahon ay ipakilalabas niya ang SALN na yon. Subalit, hindi pa natin nakikita. No? At ang nangyari nga noong 2018 ay nag-appoint siya ng bagong ombudsman, si Samuel Martires. No? Pagka upo ni Martires sa pwesto, ay nagpalabas siya ng bagong patakaran sa office ng ombudsman na pinahihigpitan kung sino ang makakasilip ng SALN ng mga matataas na opisyal. Ang mga tao ay nagtatanong kung talagang nais ni Pangulong Duterte na sugpuin ang korupsyon, dapat pinalalakas niya itong mga mekanismong ito na napatunayan na nakakatulong sa pagsugpo ng corruption. Dapat siya ang nagpapakita ng mabuting halimbawa sa mga mamamayan. No? Kung hindi siya sumusunod sa batas, bakit susunod yung ibang mga tao? No? So nakakasira ng tiwala sa rule of law.
We would need time, I said, to put everything in order. That self-imposed time of 3 to 6 months, well, I did not realize how severe and how serious the problem of drug menace in this republic until I became president.
5 years into his administration, normal lang ba na hindi pa hanggang ngayon na de-deliver itong mga promises na to? O kaya pa bang hapukin sa 1 taon na lang, sir?
Marami pang problema, suliranin ang bansa na siya ang dapat managot. At kailangan nating patuloy na tignan kung paano niya tinutugunan itong mga problemang ito. He is still accountable. He is still responsible for these issues. They are not going away. He has to attend to them. And we have to make sure that he is seen and that he continues to attend to them.
Thank you very much for the very insightful discussion, Sir EDJ. We definitely learned a lot today.